The following is a message by leader of the National Democratic Party, Dr. D. Orlando Smith.
Fellow Virgin Islanders and residents, in a few days, you will go to the polls to exercise your right to vote. This right is a fundamental right of democracy wherever it exists. It is a right that many have fought and died for, and thankfully, one that we in the BVI freely enjoy. Voting allows us to select those persons we wish to manage the affairs of this territory for a period of up to 4 years. Regardless of your choice, I urge every registered voter to go to the polls and vote on the 8th of June. My government, this National Democratic Party administration, is grateful for the confidence you reposed in us in 2011, when you elected us to manage your affairs. Thank you for your support and your patience as we worked diligently to bring the BVI back from the abyss to which it had plunged, to the plains of prosperity and respectability where we now reside. The BVI is too precious a jewel to allow it ever again to be tarnished in the way we met this country in 2011 when we assumed office. The future of the BVI is too important to our children to leave it in the hands of persons who have no vision but may have a vendetta. The BVI is too dear to us to have your aspiring leaders willfully destroy your personal investments into your future, like what was done with Bywater in more recent times. And who has benefited from this travesty? Persons who now aspire to be your leaders. For the last 5 weeks or so, you have heard from the two major parties, and indeed other candidates, about how they plan to represent you over the next 4 years or so. Ours is a promise to build on the work that we started as a team 3.5 years ago. Tonight I reiterate that we set out then to strengthen the twin pillars of our economy, tourism and financial services, while we also strengthen the backbone of the economy through revitalizing BVI businesses. At the same time, we have also been fixing our roads, our bridges, our sewage, our electricity, our water supply. This work has been long overdue. Without this solid infrastructure, we as a people would live with substandard amenities that impact our health and well-being. I can assure you that my government will continue to work diligently on your behalf, and that you, the people of the BVI, all the people of the BVI, are our special interest group. I recently made a major address to the territory outlining most of this administration's accomplishments during the last 3.5 years. I explained why it was important for us to have the reserve fund when others were calling on the government to spend it. I am satisfied that the BVI is now in a state of positive growth. You see, my government returned the territory to positive growth in just 2 years after taking office. And by the way, our fiscal policies resulted in a GDP now close to $1 billion. Major projects like the New People's Hospital, the cruise pier, the mini hospital in Virgin Gorda, and the national sewage system are either completed or are progressing as planned. In that speech, I spoke about developments that impact this whole territory, from Anegada to Johnson Dyke. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no question that my government has rolled up its sleeves and worked hard for all of the people of the territory. The evidence is open for you to inspect. We have consulted you frequently along the way to ensure that we were moving in the direction that you wished. And together we have been successful. Together we have made excellent progress. Before I remind you of some of our accomplishments, permit me to say this. There is no mystery to the reason for our calling an early election. We treated our promises made to you in November of 2011 as a contract with you. Ladies and gentlemen, we fulfilled most of that contract with you ahead of time, and having done so, are now seeking your endorsement through your vote to continue to serve you for another term. I thank you for the confidence that you placed in me to be your leader. Besides the projects I just mentioned, allow me now to outline some more of what we achieved together over the last 3.5 years. We increased the financial reserves from $7 million to $44.6 million while completing so many significant projects. We maintained the public service payroll while other governments regionally and internationally were laying off their public officers. We added over 1,000 new jobs to the economy by 2015, granted loans of $1.2 million through the Small Business Bureau in 2014. We cleaned up our capital, Roatan, by revitalizing and extending Crafts Alive to replace the unsightly tents in the vicinity of the cruise pier. Later, we worked with owners to remove other unsightly tents and tarpaulins used to extend storefronts. We improved the Roatan market for use by your local farmers, grew overnight tourist arrivals over 3 years by 9.86%, and increased cruise passenger arrivals. We built and opened a new cruise pier, signed agreements with Disney and Norwegian Cruise Lines to bring passengers to the territory 52 weeks per year, made a contractual agreement with VI Air Link, a BVI family-owned business, to provide connection to the BVI from long-haul flights into Antigua and St. Martin. We opened tourism markets in South America with a focus on Brazil, introduced a BVI Culinary Month and what is now a very successful Lobster Fest in Anegada. We built several miles of road on Anegada, Virgin Gorda, and Johnson Dyke. We completed work on the old Her Majesty's Prison that will now serve as a museum, upgraded all community clinics with a reinvigorated focus on preventative health and healthy lifestyles. We upgraded the facilities at the fishing complex and paid our fishermen in a timely manner. We established a territorial dress and song. We established a school for technical studies, created a youth employment services, completed Greenland Field, covered the basketball court in Virgin Gorda, developed Walters Park in Virgin Gorda, allocated 50 house lots on Virgin Gorda to first-time homeowners, positioned the BVI as a leading offshore financial center, which allowed the BVI to become the most popular international finance center offshore, and opened an office in Hong Kong to attract more business opportunities to the BVI. As we move forward together come June 9th, with God's help and your support, we will complete the work we have set out in our new manifesto. In the immediate short term, we will complete the Cruise Pier Park, having reclaimed more than 2 acres of land and having finished about 70% of the landside facilities. Complete the sewage system for the territory, complete the rehabilitation and construction of roads throughout the territory, finish Phase 5 of the BVI-EC project at a cost of $38 million, thereby increasing our energy production capacity by 33%. Finish the Queen Elizabeth II Park by this December, complete the Virgin Gorda Mini Hospital by the spring of next year, and begin the extension of the Terence B. Lettsome Airport to accommodate medium and long-haul traffic. Ladies and gentlemen, the June 8th general election is about your future and that of your children and their children. My government has demonstrated that we are able to work on your behalf to produce results. We have assembled a team of men and women who all understand the value of hard work and what it takes to be successful. We believe that we are this territory's best hope to keep us on the road of progress and prosperity. This government has responsibly managed your affairs since the day we came to office in 2011. So yes, we have signed protocols for effective financial management with Her Majesty's government. This improved the relationship with Her Majesty's government, and we now enjoy a mature relationship. And no, we do not have a secret agreement with Her Majesty's government or anyone else to fire civil servants. The civil servants are the centerpiece of the services that government provides to the public. We value them. They have been with us through the worst economic times without us laying off a single one, and they will continue to be with us in this much improved BVI economic climate. Based on submissions from the respective heads of departments, we have paid civil servants back increments, and these are now current. So the fear tactics are hollow. While our critics have been hard at work criticizing, my government has been hard at work building the tourism industry, now up nearly 10% over the last 3.5 years. While our critics have been trying to stop the cruise pier and Tortola Pier Park development, my government has diligently stuck with it, and BVI residents now run businesses from the landside facilities and have the opportunity to invest in the pier park. The taxi drivers who depend on cruise tourism to provide for their families now work from upgraded facilities, and for the first time ever will have cruise ships coming to the BVI for 52 weeks per year. Ladies and gentlemen, my government has consistently made it possible for you to invest in your own future, while our critics have offered no investments and make every effort to destroy those that exist at every opportunity. This is unfortunate. My government's record is well known, and we are happy to be judged on that record. You know of our hard work with our infrastructure, healthcare, social welfare, seniors who are enjoying their golden years, education, youth, sports, and so much more. My government's accomplishments stand out, especially when it is considered that we achieved all we did under a torrent of abuse, trumped up and unfair criticisms, misleading statements, deliberate attempts to undermine our hard work, and a constant manipulation and a misrepresentation of the facts. This continues up to today and has gotten even louder in the last days leading up to the general elections. But we are committed to serving you, the people of these Virgin Islands, and as you go to the polls on June 8th, we ask that you send us back to continue the good work we have been doing on your behalf. Consider all that I have just said, and let us continue to make progress together. Thank you for listening, and I pray God's blessing upon each of you.
Action speaks.
The preceding broadcast was a message by leader of the National Democratic Party, Dr. D. Orlando Smith.
Deceived by all those fancy talk.